Eleanor Holmes Norton recently introduced a bill that would designate the D.C. mayor as governor. Norton said this would demonstrate to Congress and to the American people there would be a seamless transition in D.C. and will finally become a state. So I brought in Brock Plyman, my producer at the Reese Show on Team 980, and very funny gentleman to discuss. Brock, what do you think of this change?
I think it's actually brilliant because states have governors, cities have mayors. And when I think of a mayor, I think of Joe Quimby on The Simpsons. I think of someone in a top hat with a sash. On top of that, the mayor lives in a house. The governor lives in a mansion. It does establish something a little bit different. And also, I feel like for years, you know, in my lifetime, I considered Marion Barry mayor for life. Mm-hmm. They should have just retired the title when he was done. Instead, we've gone on. There's been other mayors, but never nearly as beloved. But getting back to the idea of the fact that DC should be a state, then you would want a governor. However, that does leave open the title of mayor of the area, right? I think the Beltway region deserves a mayor. And, you know, if I don't nominate you, Reese, you know, I would nominate someone who knows the area inside and out, all the areas. Adam Longo, I think, would be one of my first choices of like mayor of the Beltway.
Yeah, he can swing that. I mean,
right.
And I totally agree with you on mayor for life because that's where my mind went to. So that definitely scrubs all of the mayors in between current day and Marion Barry. Which title? Clearly, I feel like the title governor would be superior to mayor, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So why stop at governor? Why not go to king or queen?
I don't have a problem with that specifically. Find prime minister, right? Commander, admiral of the city. Go with something that no one else is using. If you can't get your hands on governor, because that's something that states have and there's too much pushback, if you just rename it something completely different and let the federal government know who's boss and that this deserves to be a state. Enough is enough already.
I was going to go with wizard, but then she would want to elevate herself and be like the grand wizard, and that goes to a bad place.
Yeah, you know, that's a bad title. Yeah. I don't like that title at all.
If you could change your job title to whatever you wanted, what would you call yourself?
I think I would go with commander, right? And that's one of those names that's come up a lot recently. But when we were on the show, we had our friend Roy Burton on. He brought up some of the great commanders from Star Trek. And one of my favorite characters in the history of all pop culture and literature is Commander Benjamin Sisko. And even though he became a captain later, but I actually would just go completely with Commander Sisko. I would get rid of any reference to myself whatsoever and just go with Commander Sisko because there's no way I couldn't command respect with a name like that.
I just want to be finally called an anchor. I don't get it. The people who deliver the news are the news anchors. The weather people are weather anchors. The traffic people are traffic anchors. The sports people are sports anchors. For me, host. They give me host. They give me comedian. They give me columnist. All around good guy. Anything but anchor. That is basically what it says underneath me at all times.
Yeah, and when I think of anchor, I think of holding it down. And who holds it down more than you, Reese? I don't know anyone. Sir.
Apparently not. I think they put host underneath me on this very program, this very show. By the way, if you want to hear more from Brock, tune in to the Team 980 from noon to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. He joins me every show. He's basically my Adams Longo for the Reese Show. Tomorrow, the most trash great moments in sports history, starting with that D. Brown dunk in the dunk contest. Y'all know that man could see.